90 Days My Fiancé is of the opinion that Big Ed should not return to the franchise because of the negative impact that his return would have on the show's reputation. I am certain that Big Ed Brown, a controversial former cast member of 90 Day Fiancé, should not return to the franchise since his return would be detrimental to the network's reputation. From the time it was first released in 2014, I have been a devoted fan of the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. My knowledge of all the cast drama, both on and off screen, is extensive because I have seen every spin-off and am an expert on it. It was during the 4th season of 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days, that Big Ed was first exposed to the public. During this season he went to the Philippines to meet Rosemary Vega, the person he had been corresponding with online, for the very first time. When Big Ed was younger, he continued to use mayonnaise to make his hair more manageable. At this point in time, Big Ed is 59 years old, and his first appearance in the franchise occurred in the year 2020 and 2019. Filming began for the 4th season of Before the 90 Days. As time has progressed, Big Ed, who is now a father and a divorcee, has made numerous appearances in spin-offs of the reality television show 90 Day Fiancé, and he has been attempting to maintain his fame. It is noteworthy that he had a relationship with Liz Woods, a resident of San Diego, that lasted for several years and was intermittent. However, in August of 2023, they broke up after they had called off their engagement. The fact that Big Ed has been a malicious character during his time in the network is something that I have seen firsthand, and it would not be advantageous to retain him there. The reputation of Big Ed is an abhorrent 90 Day Fiancés. Big Ed has a terrible reputation, which was initially established by the way he dealt with Rose. It was because of an ulcer that she had poor breath, and he insisted that she shave her legs. He was very critical of her. In addition to this, he did not tell her the truth about his vasectomy, and he was disheartening to Rose and her family on other instances after he did this. Additionally, Rose was 31 years younger than Ed, who seemed to have a strong attraction to younger women. Rose was the younger of the two parties. It is to Big Ed's credit that he is a comedic character, and it was his demeanor from the beginning that kept fans intrigued. The next time Big Ed appeared was in the 1st and 2nd seasons of 90 Day, The Single Life. It was there that he first met and started dating Liz, who was 27 years old at the time, and worked as a server at his favorite restaurant. The immaturity with which Big Ed approached his relationship with Liz, as well as the harsh and destructive manner in which he dealt with her, was the aspect of Big Ed that made me feel even more resentful. During the course of their relationship, Big Ed made unfavorable remarks about Liz's weight, did not encourage her to pursue her career goals, and brought about 15 separate breakups between the two of them. In addition, Big Ed and Liz had an appearance in the film 90 Day, The Last Resort, in which they went to therapy. In an effort to mend their relationship, Big Ed displayed his typical toxic characteristics, which included a lack of accountability and a propensity for going on digs. It was featured on the 8th season of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. That Big Ed and Liz continued on with their relationship, despite the difficulties they encountered, and moved to Arkansas together. During that season, Big Ed made some terrible comments about Liz and her mother, to both of them, while Liz was packing up and leaving the house that they had shared. I am aware that this further substantiated the fact that he is not a good guy. In addition to his work in the entertainment industry, Big Ed is the subject of numerous allegations of sexual assault and misconduct. For many years I have witnessed Big Ed reveal his true self, and the fact that he continues to be a part of the 90 Day Fiancé franchise is a source of dissatisfaction for me. In addition to that, I have no doubt that Big Ed is doing this for the purpose of gaining influence. If it weren't for 90 Day Fiancé, I have no doubt that Big Ed would be a creepy nobody like everyone else. For the franchise to continue to be relevant, Big Ed must remain a part of it. The show has also given him the opportunity to interact with young ladies, and it has helped him maintain the perception that the way he behaves is acceptable. I have witnessed Big Ed take pleasure in his celebrity status, and I am aware that he would not have achieved his level of fame if it were not for the show. His goal is to ensure that he continues to hold a position inside the franchise, and he will do everything in his power to achieve this goal. I believe that he believes he is incapable of doing anything wrong, as he sells items with his face on it and enables rumors to circulate about new romantic relationships. The addition of yet another storyline from Big Ed would not be advantageous. Big Ed's continued presence within the 90 Day Fiancé franchise will undoubtedly not be advantageous for the show, as I am positive of this fact. My opinion is that it is not a good look for the network to have a toxic individual like him on television for such a lengthy period of time. I am aware that a significant number of fans want his time in the series to come to an end, despite the fact that I believe his stay in the brand is not yet done because of his popularity for being outrageous. Now that he is no longer in a relationship, there is a possibility that he would appear in a subsequent season of 90 Day, The Single Life. However, the inclusion of him in the spin-off would not add any value to the show. When Big Ed appears on television, I am aware of what to anticipate, which means that not only is there no surprise regarding the nefarious ways in which he is going to behave, but he is also embarrassing to see courting. I believe that if Big Ed were to appear in another major show, it would be more of the same, and the network ought to steer clear of doing that. It is recommended that the 90 Day Fiancé franchise move away from Big Ed. The worn-out narrative, the provocative personality, and the clout-chasing motivation that Big Ed possesses are all things that irritate me. I am aware that there are a great number of other cast members from 90 Day Fiancé who would be in a position to successfully fill Ed's role as a returning figure. And it is not necessary for these cast members to play a destructive role, like Ed has done in the past. Tiger Lily Taylor, Daniel Gates, James Solis, and Statler Riley are examples of some of the less controversial cast members that I believe would make for better television than Ed. I believe that their extended narratives would be more interesting. Big Ed has been given an excessive amount of exposure through the show 90 Day Fiancé, and it is time for other artists to take his position.